Hey guys, so some of you guys might have seen the video we released yesterday about Japan's immigration goings on. Extremely unpopular video, as we knew it would be before we released it. It would be nice just to make videos about vending machines and Screen Man, that was a good video, and just feel good stuff, anime and manga and nice restaurants with tasty food, and that would be nice just to be able to do that. Unfortunately, we have a policy that we make videos about anything and everything about Japan, and when a big topic like immigration changes come up, or things to do, topics like that are serious topics that are important, it would be dishonest to claim to make videos about anything and everything about Japan and not cover topics like that when they come up. So we know, we've been doing this for 16 years or whatever it is, when big topics like that come up, particularly immigration, it always just brings a storm. It absolutely brings a storm. So I often hesitate for days before I make videos like that. That story that I covered about that Indian man, that's actually a pretty old story now. That's been going on for weeks. And I know I should cover it, and I know I should cover it, and I just sort of drag my feet on it because it brings a storm. And sure enough, that video brought a whole heap of nasty comments, some of which you can still see. If you look underneath that video, you can still see a lot of nasty comments. The worst ones got caught by the YouTube system, so you haven't seen the worst ones, but really abusive stuff towards that gentleman, abusive stuff towards us for making the video, just a lot of nasty, feel bad stuff that, isn't pleasant to deal with. So fully expected all that. That happens anytime you make a video about immigration or anything divisive like that. It seems a lot of people just can't seem to have a different opinion without being abusive or aggressive. And you can't win when we address sensitive topics like that. We used to have the same problem when we used to address the COVID topic. You get people on both extremes when it comes to topics like that, divisive topics, and it doesn't matter what you say, there's always going to be people that are angrily disagreeing and can't express it without being abusive and nasty and that sort of thing. The other thing that happens every time we address a sensitive topic, loads of people unsubscribe, and so the last 24 hours I've been watching the subscriber numbers go down on the channel. It actually shows you on the, so there's like a chart, boof, and it falls off. Anytime we address a sensitive topic, it just falls off like that. People don't want to hear it. So we know it's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. It's one of the reasons why our channel's not so successful, is because over the years we sort of collect a few subscribers, and then we release a video like that one and all the subscribers fall away again. So it's a fairly sort of a disappointing thing, but we're going to continue to do it. And one of the reasons that we can, and this is the nicest, a few nice things happened over the last 24 hours, but one of the nicest things that happened over the last 24 hours is one of our patrons on Patreon sent me a message and said, I always love what you do, that's why I support your channel, and I really appreciate what you do in your videos and everything, but I really disagree with you over some of the things that you said in that immigration video. And then he went on to say what he disagreed with, and so I wrote back and said, I understand what you're saying and I get your opinion, and so the bottom line was that he totally disagreed with what I said in that video, which there wasn't a lot of opinion in that video, but he disagreed with a couple of things that I'd said quite strongly, and then he said, I disagree with what you said about this, I think this, and I wrote back and said, yeah, I understand what you're saying, and we had this very civilized discourse, and at the end of it he said, really appreciate what you do, going to continue to support your channel. What that guy's done is he said he disagrees with what we do, but he basically supports what we do, and he supports the free speech, which it seems that a lot of people just don't support free speech. One person actually said in those comments, and it'll still be there if you go looking for it, something like Japan should throw out anybody who makes YouTube videos criticizing Japan, which isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Suggesting that anybody that criticizes Japan should be thrown out of Japan. And to Japan's credit, I think in Japan we have more free speech than a lot of people do in a lot of Western countries that claim to have free speech. You know, I mean, YouTube's a good example. You know, YouTube was actually removing comments that some people mentioned ICE, that soon Japan will have something like ICE, you know, the American ICE, and that you know, Japan will have something like ICE that removes foreigners, and the YouTube system, every time someone mentioned ICE, the YouTube system removed their comment, which is interesting, isn't it? So there's no free speech on YouTube, as we've said many times before, but fortunately in that case we can actually approve the comment and it goes back in where people can see it. So you know, in Japan we have a lot of free speech, but when it comes to YouTube and when it comes to the general public, if you want to express your free speech, it will cost you. And well, we've seen this over the last 16 years. Every time we make a video about a topic that's going to be divisive and unpopular, our subscriber numbers plummet and we cop a whole heap of abuse. And the only reason that we've been able to continue doing what we're doing is because of people like our friend on Patreon that says, I like most of what you do, but I disagree with what you said on this, but still supports our right to report on what we see in Japan and to have our own opinions on things, even though they're different to his. Which, how much respect do I have for that guy? Hope you're watching, dude. but how amazing is that? I mean, there's a person who really does believe in free speech and puts their money where their mouth is. You know, because there's so many people that don't. If you have a look at those comments underneath that video, there's a lot of people that have no respect for the idea of free speech, really. They don't really. You know, if you have a different opinion to them, they get abusive and nasty. So, the only reason that we can continue to do what we do, and what gives us the encouragement to continue to do what we do and continue to report on these difficult topics, is people like our friend on Patreon. So, not everybody has his strength of belief in the free speech thing, however, and we do lose patrons, and we do lose PayPal supporters, and we do lose coffee supporters when we address difficult topics as well. And on Patreon, there's an exit survey thing that they can either just sort of, I'm not going to pay anymore, and that's it, and then it'll say, do you want to say why? And quite often we've had people over the years, I disagree with the politics of the Japan channel, which is sort of amazing because we do try to be fairly neutral and just report. Now and again we'll have an opinion on something, but that's what free speech is about, isn't it? And fair enough, if people feel that strongly that they don't want to hear another opinion, they only want to hear opinions that are the same as theirs, and they don't want to hear different opinions, they don't want to support people who have different opinions, that's fair enough. But the most important people to us are the people that support free speech no matter what. So the purpose of this video was just, first of all, to let you know this is what's happening, because it's quite amazing. It's quite amazing that lots of these people are really proud of the countries they come from with their free speech and that sort of thing, but when it comes down to it, not so much. Not unless it agrees with them, and not unless it agrees with them. So the other purpose for this video was, if you do support what we do and you do like what we do and you want us to continue doing what we do the way we do it without being scared to make videos because we might lose subscribers, and you know, and again, those of you who've missed this in the past, we worked out that our YouTube videos average about 60 cents each from YouTube. That's what we get from YouTube for our videos, which, you know, 60 cents each is what we average from YouTube for our videos. So the only reason that we can logistically do what we do is because of those people that support us. So if you support what we do the way we do it, if you want us to continue making videos about every subject, anything and everything about Japan, without fear of being penalised by people who don't support free speech, if you want to support what we do and the way we do it, and you want us to continue doing it the way we do it, please consider supporting us on Patreon, Coffee or PayPal. There's a link underneath this video. And also, if you support us through any of those means and you can step up your support, please do, because we have lost a few. It's only been 24 hours, we've already lost a few from a few of our supporters, and I suspect there'll be more as different people watch the video. It usually takes a few days for people to watch all the new videos when they come out. So we're paying the price. Free speech isn't free. It's costing us. But it just, how can we claim to make videos about anything and everything about Japan if we're scared to address topics that some people aren't going to like? If we're scared to address all topics, this isn't North Korea. We should be able to talk about anything. And we know that the people tell us all the time what's popular. We know what's popular on YouTube, and we know that the people that make the popular videos are very careful about sensitive topics. And they go with the feel good, people feel good, isn't Japan amazing topics all the time, because they're the nice ones to make, and they're the ones that get views and subscriptions. We like making those videos too. We find a nice vending machine or a restaurant that makes amazing food, or any of the other thousands of amazing things we've showed you from Japan. We love making those videos. They're great, and they don't bring any dramas or hassles or anything, just nice comments and likes. Fabulous. But that's not what living in Japan is like. That's not the whole story. And this immigration thing is huge, and I suspect it's going to continue to become more of an issue for a lot of people. And if we don't cover it, we're just not doing what we claim to do, are we? So if you support us making videos about anything and everything about Japan, if you support that, and if you support free speech, the links are underneath this video: Patreon, PayPal, and Coffee. Please support what we do, and let us keep doing what we do the way we do it. More videos coming soon.